Our speaker this morning is Jaedyn Scarlatos. Jaedyn is a 3-year boarding student from Long Island, New York. She's a captain of the varsity field hockey team and a head of tour. She's also the proud roommate of Sophie Harbison. Jaedyn.
Perception. When you Google this word, it means a way of regarding, understanding, or interpreting something, a mental impression. All students and faculty in this room have a different perception of the world we live in. We all have different backgrounds, moral beliefs, and so on. It is a never-ending list of the differences we compare. That being said, we all have at least one thing in common. Every day we look up at the sky. Whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or evening, we take in the weather that is planned for the day ahead. Often many of us admire the color, shine, and visual of the sun. Don't get me wrong, the sun allows the grass to be greener, the flowers to achieve their color, and so much more. We have every right to look up and admire the sun. It's the center of our solar system. Why wouldn't someone look at the beauty it provides? The sun is the big picture that draws in our eyes. But what about the other things in the sky or in that photo that we capture that are often least appreciated? My parents have provided me with an immense amount of opportunities throughout my life. At the age of 4, I wanted to be a field hockey coach just like my mom. It is what I was always surrounded by. At 10, I wanted to be a physical therapist because that is what my friend at the time wanted to be. At 15, I wanted to be an elementary school teacher because I just love kids. In the past year, I've changed my potential college major 6 times. Everyone's goals and motivation in life continuously change, often because we either do or don't accomplish them. They are supposed to change. It is all a part of growing up. The best way I can describe this feeling is when you go to bed and wake up in the middle of the night during a good dream. You want to fall back asleep as if the dream was a movie you felt you accidentally hit pause on. Most of the time, you can't just press resume as if you never woke up. You fall back asleep and you have a different dream, a new chapter, a new story. My mom always says, I'll do anything in my power to make sure my 4 kids are happy. That is all that matters to me, their happiness. My family has made more sacrifices for me than I can count. I am up here speaking to you all on account of them. My mom and dad would drive 8 hours, 3 times a week, to take me to club field hockey practice, all in the commute of living in Long Island. They sent me to a prestigious boarding school, which was a foreign concept to my friends and family back home. I was and have always been super busy, and there were many little situations I missed out on that I thought were most important, including sleepovers at friends' houses, not having a proper Thanksgiving Day dinner, or even spending the past 3 years of high school living 185 miles away from my family and friends. In these moments, I explained to people that I had other things to do. I had other opportunities that I couldn't take for granted, but I had a flaw. I like to think that I've always done a good job of expressing my gratitude. Saying thank you felt more than enough, and not giving up were those thank yous left unspoken. However, I still had a flaw that prevented me from fully grasping how lucky I am for everything life has offered me. What was that flaw? What was that flaw? You might ask. 3 words, yes, 3 words. I have to. I would say, I have to go on a photography field trip on Friday. I have to play in my 5:15 blue light game tonight at the Farm Fields. There are a lot of I have to's in all aspects in life that are continuously left unacknowledged. When a person hears or says the words, I have to, in an everyday sentence, we think nothing of it. And personally, I did it for the longest time. We all do it, it rolls off the tongue so easily, and practically no one thinks of it. The sentence, I have to go to seated lunch, does not have any negative connotation. No one uses the words, I have to, and thinks it can come off wrong or sound unappreciative, because we all do it. If you take a moment right now and think about it, it makes a task at hand sound dreadful, like we don't want to partake in what lies ahead. We all say we have to do something, which makes it seem like we don't want to do it at all. I like to call this an unknown habit that went unnoticed until my 4th form year at Hill, though it truly sunk in this summer, all because of one specific woman who unconsciously changed my life forever, who truly guided me to grasp what I get to do. In the first half of the spring term of 2022, I was nervous about the new seated lunch table I was going to be a part of. That year, I was a new fourth former, and in the fall and winter, I was a part of teams that allowed me to spend every seated meal with them. I found the randomized table that Miss Fries sent out nerve-wracking because I didn't know everyone at Hill yet and could be closed off in unfamiliar situations. At the first seated lunch of the spring, I approached table 21 North, which was near the pantry and the exit, right where all the faculty members eat buffet dinner. I was greeted with a big smile from a woman who was pre-seated at the head of the table. I recognized her from walking her dog outside around the pitch, but I never spoken to her. I noticed she wore a bright Lily Pulitzer dress and had a glass of chocolate milk in front of her. I decided to sit next to her because something about her felt welcoming. I introduced myself, and she told me her name was Miss Hunter. From that moment forward, I built a relationship with a faculty member that was so sweet and unique. She was one of those people that embodied the "if you know her, you love her" motto. I quickly learned after that day that she was one of the co-advisors of the class of 2024 with Ms. Doherty. It was inevitable to constantly see her around. I wasn't complaining because she really made me smile. Her sense of humor was unmatched and brought out the absolute worst in me, but in the best way possible. She would encourage me to request a Saturday night game to the student life office called Hide Miss Hunter. The objective would be I would hide her in a secret location and steal her motorized chair and then have people look for her. Basically, a messed up version of hide and go seek. But that was our relationship. We gossiped, judged each other, and simply didn't care. If you ever heard how we spoke to each other, you would probably be shocked that I have never had restriction. Knock on wood, of course. On a serious note, Miss Hunter was the most selfless person to ever be at Hill. She was always giving me life advice, even if it was in the most inconvenient times. When I texted her last December during her medical absence to check in if she was okay, her immediate response was to ask how I've been. She's always had everyone's best interests at heart. Even through the hardest battles she fought, she put others' needs in front of her own. The quality she had of caring for people more than herself is what I admire most about her. No matter what she went through, she was still invested in caring for you as much as possible. The challenges Miss Hunter faced was beyond comparison, and yet she braved each one with a continuous smile. She did everything in her power to get every form social, seated lunch, and after-school games and theater productions. Thinking about what her limitations were, she never let them hold her back. Thinking about the life she lived, she helped guide me to realize what I get to do and change my mindset away from I have to. When I heard the news of her loss, 9 days before I was sent to arrive on campus, I froze. I was confused how someone so larger than life could not be alive anymore. The day I got to say goodbye was one of the most heartbreaking days of my life. Hill gave me someone that I'm beyond grateful to have known, who was so hard to let go of. She did and continues to bring the Hill School community together, even though she's not with us anymore. Beyond the relationship I formed with her and will never forget, she has guided me and hopefully everyone in this room toward a new mentality. A mentality that we can all learn and apply in our lives. The mentality of I get to, we get to. I'm not standing up here today saying I never say I have to. However, it is a habit that I'm continuously trying to break. It would be asking a lot to say I want everyone to change those 3 words to I get to. I want to urge everyone today to challenge themselves by looking at their own mindset and taking into consideration how lucky we all are. Appreciate and love the things you have, and that not everyone has the ability to do. I get to say I'm beyond grateful to attend a school that I call home and be surrounded by the people who make me the happiest. I get to publicly thank my parents for everything they gave up for me. I get to appreciate the ability to be a healthy human being that is loved by so many people. I get to wish Mr. Canosa a happy birthday and thank him and the best advisor on campus for dealing with me every day. I get to end my night discussing the folklore love triangle on the first floor with some of my best friends. I get to look up at the sky and smile at the beautiful view. I'm not smiling at the sun or the vibrant colors it provides. I'm smiling at the clouds, the things in the sky that are so brushed over we almost forget to notice them. So here I am, appreciating the little things we forget about and get to love. Take advantage of what you get to do and how lucky we are for the clouds in the sky, where the ones we love and lost shine from. Thank you.